The City of Johannesburg Mayor, Kabelo Gwamanda, says the city has started on several projects to address the water crisis in the metro. The city has a massive backlog in infrastructure development. Gwamanda says government has made a commitment to assist with funding. The mayor delivered his State of the City address today.
Importantly, and most urgently, we must arrest the soaring level of our non-revenue water within the city. This is an urgent matter and requires an immediate intervention, and we are pleased that our recent engagement with the Minister of Water and Sanitation have provided a solid commitment for partnerships in investment into the water infrastructure of Johannesburg. Once again, we must remind that we all have a responsibility to report water leaks in the streets and urgently fix those within our yards. Johannesburg Water has a publicized backlog of 27 billion in infrastructure investment required to fully cater for the demand of the city. Despite limited resources available, the city has several notable projects currently in implementation and whose completion will provide meaningful relief to residents in the city.
Let's stay with the mayor of Johannesburg, who says the electricity crisis is also being addressed.
For too long, our city has been struggling with the endemic load shedding that has plagued South Africa. However, I am pleased to declare that we are taking firm measures to confront this obstacle directly. We recognize that we cannot tackle this crisis alone. It is for this reason that we have established partnerships with the Gauteng provincial government and Eskom to address it collectively. We note and appreciate that the increased focus on planned maintenance at Eskom has allowed us to enjoy a temporary reprieve from load shedding over the past month, with predicted record low stages of load shedding for the coming winter months. Our entity, City Power, is also taking strides to strengthen our energy capacity.
Mayor Gwamanda says criminality and rapid urbanization are among the factors contributing to slow progress in some areas around the city.
Despite efforts to enhance law enforcement and deter criminal activities, the city still confronts serious challenges of illegality. Moreover, the rapid urbanization in Johannesburg has placed immense pressure on its infrastructure and service delivery, resulting in deficiencies and inefficiencies. The increase in informal settlements serves as a daily reminder of the city's incomplete pursuit of inclusivity, fairness, and spatial justice.
All right, let's get some reaction now on the mayor's response in the fight against crime, for example. And we're joined now by Mautla Maela. He is the Diepsloot Community Policing Forum, one of the leaders there. Mr. Mautla, good evening to you, and thanks for your time. Let's begin with what the mayor is saying, and that is that the rapid urbanization is contributing to some of the ills affecting communities like Diepsloot. How do you respond to that kind of messaging from the mayor?
Thanks, Toli, and the listeners and the viewers, if it's live. Toli, firstly, I just want to say thanks for this interview. The issue of Diepsloot, I'll speak about Diepsloot because I'm involved. I'm a chairperson of the Community Policing Forum there. The issue of Diepsloot doesn't need only police. Ne? We have got 7 informal settlements under Diepsloot police station. and all those informal settlements are dark. So, but currently, I think the councillors from 3 wards, Ward 95, Ward 96, and Ward 113, Greater Diepsloot, they've assisted in terms of putting, installing the high mast Apollo light, those that are used, Apollo light that are using solar.
Right.
Even though, yes, another thing that the challenge that we are facing is that the road, the access road inside this informal settlement, JRA doesn't assist in terms of grading those roads. The other thing is that there is no support from JMPD in terms of enforcing the bylaws. Some of the issues that are affecting policy is that you have got structures that are next to the road. We have got these informal, I don't know, informal structures, those that are not supposed to be there next to the road. So JMPD doesn't support us in terms of enforcing the bylaws.
Right.
And the other thing, Department of Housing, especially on the city level, we have got the shacks that are not registered on the database of Department of Housing. Remember, next to Diepsloot, there is an area called
Mr. Mayela, are you still there? All right, I think we may have lost that connection to Mr. Mautla Mayela, a Community Policing Forum chairperson in Diepsloot. Sadly, we've lost that connection, and we're hoping to get a little deeper into whether or not there has been effective intervention from government. But so far, just based on the initial response, there doesn't seem to be an effective reinforcement from the police or the government at large. All right, I'm told that he is back. Mr. Mayela, we lost you for a moment there. Can I quickly just zoom into the issues of crime in Diepsloot before we lose you again? How would you describe that right now, given the increasing murder rate in Diepsloot?
We don't get support from the city of Joburg in terms of addressing other issues that are affecting policy. We don't get support from JMPD. We don't get support from housing department. Remember, we have got shacks that are you don't know those people, they are not on the housing database. Most of the people that have occupied those shacks, they are illegal immigrants, that unfortunate. And the spaces, the land that have been, the land that the shacks are erected on, they have been sold by the so-called leaders, some of the leaders in Diepsloot.
Yeah.
And most of our crime in Diepsloot happen on the informal settlement.
And so how is government helping, therefore, in trying to eradicate crime in Diepsloot? Is there any help? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, from City of Joburg only, because some of the issues, City of Joburg doesn't support us. It's either JRA or housing or city power in terms of installing electricity along the squatter camps. There is no support only.
What about the police?
In terms of the police, remember, the police will do their job, but there are some other issues of service delivery that affect policy.
Understood. And
Yes.
so today, having listened to the mayor, are you any hopeful that things will tend for the better in Diepsloot?
As long as they can mandate JMPD to come and enforce the bylaws. And last year, July, we did have an operation as CPF, making sure that we get rid of the shacks that are not supposed to be there. And we were with Housing Local and with the police, with part of JMPD. There are recommendations on those on that operation, but because of politics, those recommendations are there, sitting on the table of MMC of Housing Office. They know what must happen in Diepsloot in terms of getting rid of those shacks and stuff, so that the police can do their job.
All right. Let's leave it there for this evening. Mr. Mautla Maela, he is a Community Policing Forum chairperson in the area of Diepsloot, and that's one of the areas that is hugely affected by crime, a number of murders taking place there.